Hello everyone out on the interwebs, this is Jared and this is my channel, Mazda B3K. This video is going to be about headlight removal and replacement. It's going to be applicable to Mazda B Series trucks from 1993 to 1997 at a minimum, and Ford Rangers from 1993 to 1997 at a minimum, and possibly even further up into the model years since the trucks didn't change too terribly much over the initial run up through 2011. In any case, let's get started. When you buy a new headlight, it's going to come with a new set of adjusters. So when you are replacing your headlight, the only thing that you're going to need to do, make sure of, is you have to keep this hardware here. That needs to stay in. You can't pull that out or damage it. For the other two, which is this adjuster here and this adjuster here, I have developed a method to get this out. I don't know if it's the official way to do it, but it's the way that I did it at the junkyard, and it's the way that I'm about to do it here. Let me get the tools together and I'll show you how I get these lights out. My method for getting these headlights out is as follows. There's a small plastic one-way nub that holds the light to the adjuster. So I take some pliers and I twist that off. And I can do that because, you know, these are coming out and they're not going to be used again. So once you do that, that breaks the headlight loose. And then on this side, you've got the same nub kind of hidden in there, but it's still, you can get to it. So you grab that. Again, you just twist on it. The idea here is trying to break it off. Once you do that, then all you have to do is just lift the headlight out of this bottom one here, like that. So now the headlight's out of the way, but you still have to get these adjusters out. And to do that, all you have to do is take Phillips head there, screwdriver, or I'd recommend something motorized, and just back this all the way out, and then the adjuster will come out, and then that adjuster will come out. And then you've got the headlight out, and you're ready to install the new one. So I'm back. Got my tool. Let's get in there. All right. Plastic retainer came out. So once you back it out far enough, it'll just come out. Now, before I put it on film here. Alright, so that's pretty much toasted. You can hear that. Alright, I got it really close, but now the screw's trying to strip out. So let me fight with this, bring you back. So I was taking a look at trying to drop the headlight into here. And what I kind of found out was that in order to get it in without breaking stuff, this bottom adjustment needs to come way out. Now, there's two ways you can do this. This bottom adjustment, it's right there. Let me zoom in on it. And if you've got a really small wrench, it's like, I think it's a 4 or 5 millimeter. It's really small. You can slowly turn this as is to adjust it. And that's how you would normally do it if you were just adjusting your headlights. But in my case, I actually want to get this done before I retire. So I'm going to take the whole header panel back off. It's only 6 8mm bolts. And then I will get at this with a socket from the back side with tools so I can zip that out real quick. So there are these, there's an example of one right there that I haven't removed. These threaded inserts that go in the back of the header panel. They're held in place. I thought that was like a captive fastener, but what that is a metal clip that gets inserted that acts as a retainer. So if you want to get rid of the old ones for the two that we are swapping out and putting in one of the new ones, Looks like this. Camera will behave. If the camera will behave. Alright, well, you guys can see it. It's fuzzy. I apologize. Take that metal retainer out. It looks like this when it comes out. I just used some vice grips, needle nose vice grips, and did a bit of wiggling, popped right out. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the new retainers. And I also found that the short headlight retainer, or the short headlight adjustment screw, you're going to need to go ahead and pre-thread this on to the screw as you go to insert it, because there's no way to get to it from behind the headlight. It's really difficult, so you want to go ahead and get that done first as you are getting the headlight in, and once you do that, then you're good to go. I'll bring you back. So after playing with the front adjuster here, and then the adjuster for the bottom piece, that one right there, that is a 4mm, so I was able to move that back in and out. So able to get the headlights back in. Bear in mind, if you did not make reference marks from your old headlights, when you go to put these in, your headlights are not going to be pointed correctly, and you're going to need to adjust them one night. I know I got to do that, so that's why I didn't really care about reference marks. Anyway, the headlights are back in, so I put the header panel back in. Remember, it's just 6 bolts, 2, 4, and 6. So all of that is back in. Now I can focus on getting the corners in. The corners are not that tricky. There is 3 points they go through, 3 screws. One, this is kind of a tensioner, not a tensioner, but a retainer. Retainer here, retainer here. That one just goes through, and then you're good to go. I think there's a nut that goes on the back, if I remember right. Now the trick here is, this is a B Series, so on the B Series, and I still haven't removed them, your turn signals are down in the valence under the bumper, and they look like this. And the bulb looks like this. Turns out the bulb is the same. It functions the same. It's a 3-wire connection, just like it is on the Ranger. And if you take one of the push pins out, it'll give you enough harness that you can loop this up and feed it in through here. I was experimenting on that earlier, didn't record it though. So I think that's what we're going to do. And what will ultimately happen is that the old corner lights, there we go, the old corner lights that did nothing but just light up, I think will become vestigial. They're just gonna sit there, because the B Series really had an extra set of lights, because the turn signals also light up whenever you pull the knob out inside to go into parking light, turn on the parking lights. So these will just kind of sit. This truck's no stranger to that. My tail lights are the same way. There's no bulbs in them, and they just sit under the bed because I have a flatbed. So let me get that done, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like. Then we will, well, let's leave it at that. I'll bring you back. This is the turn signal light. I have routed it up from where it normally goes at the bottom. There's a push pin on the inside frame here that you got to pop out. As you can see, it reaches, and when you look at the, as you can see, it reaches. When you look at the locking ring, it is identical to the one for the corner light. So you can just pop it in, and then I can go ahead and do a quick test and see what we get. It updates. So when you look at this really sharp bend right here, you need the straight bulb that's used in the B Series, doesn't work. You need the 90-degree connector that is used in the Ranger. But then that presents another problem, because the key marks on this bulb are not the same, on that connector, are not the same as the key marks on this connector. So we've got two choices here. We can either cut this connector off and then solder on the Ranger connector, which I do have, or I can try to depin this connector and put the pins in the other connector. And if I can do that, it's more elegant, doesn't require soldering. So let me see if I can depin and repin, and I'll bring you back. This is what it looks like after you have depinned the connector, taking the pins out of it. Ford connectors and really the other automotive manufacturers do this as well. They generally have a primary and a secondary retention. So the primary retention, and it's probably not going to show up, but there are, oh yeah, definitely not going to show up. There, might now. Actually, yeah, it's fuzzy, but it's there. See those little pins inside the connector holes? I can get the camera to behave. There, that's better. That's the primary retention, right there. You gotta push those out of the way with the depinning tool. And then this yellow guy is the secondary. And I broke the other one, but it's the secondary backup. So hopefully I don't need it. I'll just roll with it. And this is the weather seal that goes in the back. And this is the weather seal for the actual mating with, in this case, the bulb on the other side. So anyway, I successfully got that apart. I remembered how to do this, and now I'm going to do it on the vehicle side. We're going to go ahead and get that knocked out, and I'm going to swap over. When you do this, and this, you only like to remind that you only have to do this if you're going from a B Series to a Ranger or the reverse. If this is just that you've got a Ranger and you're trying to make a repair, or you have a B Series and you're trying to make a repair, you don't have to do all this depinning nonsense. You just plug them in and you're done. But pay attention to the wire colors. They're going to be different on either side because there's a different wire used for left turn and right turn. So when you go to put these pins back in, it does matter what position you put them in. Don't forget. And I'll get that done, bring it back. We have success. This is the old B Series connector. I successfully depinned it. Now I can save it for a rainy day. Meanwhile, I have now put the Ford connector instead of the Mazda connector. I've got the Ford bulb plugged in. I did test this. I got the wiring right, so it turns and it lights up like it's supposed to. Now I can finally install this corner. Finally. Bring you back. You don't have a lot of room to work with. You're going to want to go ahead, and if the camera will behave, good lord, you want to go ahead and get the bulb locked in like so. And once you've got the bulb locked in, then you've got to get these three, there we go. You've got to get these three alignment screws in. And you get one, you get two, and you get three. And then you just shove it in. So it's not all the way in yet, but it's kind of, give it a push. And then when you check the back side, you should see some screw popping out right there. And should be another one. Oh, you can see the other two. Here, it's the one up top. I think a nut goes on. And then there's one down there. A little bit hard to see. Let me zoom. Yeah, right there. And that's it. That is how we get our corner in. Just like that. We go to reconnect our headlights. Now, these headlights were brand new. As you can see, all shiny. And they came with the bulb pre-installed. so I didn't have to worry about bulb installation, but you do need to worry about this. On these old Fords, they use these, they're called headlight retainers. As the name implies, you connect the bulb, and instead of there being locking retainers on the bulb assembly itself, you then slide this over and you twist it to lock the headlight bulb in place. Which means, do remember, you got to put this on over the bulb connector on the wire harness side before you plug it in. Otherwise, you won't be able to get it up in position and lock it. Okay? I'm going to take care of that, then I'll show you the end result. So, let me zoom in. End result is this. You'll see that black retaining cap is now locked in. It is keyed, so it can only go on one way. You want the grippy part, the plastic fins in the back. When you look inside the connector, this is really apparent. So once you do that, your headlights are locked in, you're good to go. So next step after this, we do a light test, make sure all that's good. And then we install the grill and put the fenders back on to see how our panel alignment is. Bring you back after the light test. Alright, now that I've got the lights installed, I did test them and they do work. I didn't record that because it's the middle of the day, you can't really see anything, you have to cup your hands around the lights. So anyway, they work, I'm quite happy. My depinning and repinning worked perfectly. If you guys, let me know in the comments if you actually want me to make a video on how to depin automotive connectors. It's a pretty handy skill to have. Most of the tools you need will be lying around the house, so that just saved me soldering 6 wires, so I'm pretty... Hey guys, that's going to do it for the headlight remove and replace video for a Mazda B Series and a Ford Ranger. As you can see, it's not that bad. The trick of it really is when you have to go adjust your headlights again, and I'll make a video on that because that's its own complicated thing unto itself. So, if you like this video, leave a comment. If there's some constructive criticism you got, leave a comment too. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you later.